This video is very quiet, so turn up your volume. Alright, so a week ago, Player Chase announced that it was gonna have a big patch where it would help with balancing, fix some bugs, and just, the regular stuff you'd see in patch. I, at first, was not intrigued by this because I was busy playing other games like JJS and stuff, but because of that, I played the patch like a day late. But now, I'm kind of glad that I actually did, because during that time, there was a bunch of bugs and stuff which probably wasn't gonna be that fun to play. But now, after all that, I think that the game is now much better. It's in much better state than it was before the patch. And I'm going to talk about a few things that I like. So, first of all, the flashlights are now actually useful. They are no longer an item that takes up and slots in your inventory, but instead, it is now a thing that is physically strapped to your body. And it works kind of differently now, where when you use it, it runs out much more quicker, but if you turn it off, then it will recharge passively, which is pretty good. The next thing I want to talk about are the maps and the objectives, because those have drastically changed. So they're sort of going into their roots, their old roots, where there are now client-sided tasks. But before there's two set of objectives, but instead of both of them being client-sided or both of them being teamwork, one of them is now client and one of them is now teamwork based. For the client ones, in order for compensation, they have made it really easy to complete and really fast to complete, because doing a 20-second objective by yourself would not be good. So they made it really fast to do. Now the thing is, for the client-side objectives, they still get mouse and stuff, but they don't reduce the time, which is good, because being able to do objectives really fast and having all those take away time would be really bad, especially in large lobbies. So that's good. But the teamwork based ones, they still reduce time, but it's been up to way more. So before it used to take away like 4 seconds, now it takes away 8. In case if you're wondering what all of the client-side objectives are, it is the valves, the blood pipes, the debris, the trash, and the paper. Those are the objectives that are turned to client side, and they're able to be done much more fast. Like for the blood one, you only need to do one row perfectly in order for it to be completed, which is really nice. The last thing I want to talk about is the stamina. The stamina has been changed in a way it's been changed in a way where it's similar to a pre-code, where stamina doesn't drain as fast, but stamina gain is much more slower. At least that's what I think. I don't really know exactly what this is, but what I've seen myself, it seems much more monster-sided actually. Now let's talk about valem. I know every monster got its changes and stuff, but I really want to talk about valem because he got the most changes, and I really like it. Now I'm not going to talk about everything about valem, that's for my next video, but I will be going over some changes and why I like them. You see, before, my problem with valem was that he was like a wolf in sheep's clothing in a way, where his abilities made it look like he was complex, but in reality he was quite simple and kind of brain dead. had abilities that could shut down entire maps if used properly, abilities that could traverse maps really fast, and an ability that did damage and upped your boredom meter. How fun though. But now he's looking fun. For demonic work, nothing really changed. I mean, it's in the logs. The explosions now give 25 damage, but no, it doesn't. So let's talk about his illusions instead. First, they're no longer braided. They don't do 25 damage, which thank God. Instead, they do 5 damage and give you the You Are Safe effect. And also, there is now a limit cap of 4 illusions. If you spawn more than 4, then it removes the first illusion you placed. And then after, it starts deleting the last one you placed the more and more you spawn. You might be thinking, wait, doesn't the You Are Safe effect only give like blindness? And now there's a cap on the ability? For what I'm saying, this is just a big fat nerf. Well, you see, the effect got changed, where it doesn't just blind you anymore, but also makes you more vulnerable and you take 30% more damage. This is also the same thing with Truth Bomb. Now, speaking of Truth Bomb got changed where it no longer does damage, as if it was combined with the effects, you shred your HP. But in turn now, it gives hella boredom really fast. Now for the actualization form, I don't know how to call it, but that's what it's called. They made the M1 give their projectile take the same projectile from the base form, which by the way does not reduce the damage for either the projectile or the close range attack, which means no damage stacks, which means combined it does 65 damage, making this mode a 2-shot now. And the execution did not change at all, by the way. You still hit multiple people, and I think the only change is that it does like an extra 5 damage now. But yeah, something I forgot to say is that with the balance changes, time shifter is actually kind of viable now. Like, it still takes up a lot of stamina, but it's better than nothing. The video is now ending, so put your volume back to normal before it jumps